Okay, welcome to the last session of July of Hanging with the Professor. Before we finish off with mobile, one of the things I did want to talk to you about real quick is simply the fact that the news this last 10 days or so has been about Zillow looking to acquire Trulia. I think that's going to be an interesting thing to watch. It looks like it'll happen sometime next year, they're saying. But it'll be interesting to see what's going on. You read a couple articles, such as like Fox News or CNN or even CNBC. And you have various opinions of what's going on in that. Simply my opinion about this is we'll watch to see if it even happens. I think it's interesting when you're dealing with a company from an Alexa rating that is Zillow, who is 37th, right around there overall, and Trulia 91st. The next biggest competitor in that arena right now is Realtor.com, which is at 91 in the ranking. So you're dealing with, you're going to grab quite a large share of the internet when you grab those two companies out there. That does mean it can be a good opportunity for a lot of agents, especially the big hitters that are out there. It'll form a lot of good opportunities for you, a lot more presence, a lot more brand awareness that you'll be able to take advantage of, obviously at a cost. Again, you guys know my opinion about this. It's a pay-to-play scenario, and you will see that opportunity exist. I do have concerns, though, because I think some of the things that you're going to see, and you'll see a CNBC article that I link down to later that basically talks about this, that one of the things that really concerns me about this is all the small teams, or all the small individual agents, ones that aren't big producers, ones that do onesie, twosies, threesies throughout the year. This could hurt them in a major way. This is going to give them a lot of time. You know, they don't necessarily have the money or the funding to be able to have that brand awareness, that presence. And this is gonna hurt them, because I do think advertising prices will go up. I think things will change if this actually does go through, and I think there will be a lot of companies out there. One of the things that people are speculating is Realogy will throw some headaches in there, and we'll see what happens with that. But I think you got a lot of companies, Realtor.com, Realogy, you know, other ones like that. You know, even some big brokerages themselves that maybe need to pay attention to this, because it could have a major effect on those guys. And with MLS systems in general, this is going to be an interesting next 12 months. So pay attention, go from there. We'll see what happens. Next we'll talk about is some more mobile stuff. I'm going to show you a little tutorial, maybe some cheats about how to build like a mobile landing page. I really think it's important to have that out there, especially if you're a listing agent. And then we'll talk about a couple more apps. So keep tight. We'll watch some more, and hope you enjoy. Okay, so one of the things I've been looking at and researching lately has been just a simple factor of trying to get more mobile solutions, mobile landing pages, things like that, without spending a ton of money. And I came across this website. It's called Tasty Placement, and it came up with a real cool tool, a real cool trick, rather, on how to make a link or create a link on your website so people are accessing from their phone. Again, remember, 58% of the time, 59% of the time on the weekend, they're accessing your websites from a phone. So one of the things that is in here, though, is coding to click. You can sit there, and you will see that you can put just simple web-based HTML texting into your website, and you will now have a link that people can click on their phone, and it will automatically dial it from your phone. You know, just a handy, another real quick solution that comes out there that will let you, you know, just make it easy for those future clients of yours to give you a phone call if they're sitting down in front of houses and things like that. So I'm just going to kind of run through this real quick. So one of the things that you'll see is I have my website up here. I'm going to edit some things right on the home page right here. And I need to copy that text. So what I'm going to do, first off, is come back to Tasty Note. Now, if you guys don't know how to get to this website or you don't see the URL, that's fine. I'm going to copy this code and put it on the post associated with this, and you guys can just pull it from there. So I'm just going to copy, Control-C, right mouse button, copy, either way works. I'm going to come back to my web page. You got to do it from the HTML side, so you got to go to your source code in this situation. Sometimes it'll say HTML, say coding, source only. It'll say various things out there, put out there. I'm just going to paste that in, and here I'm going to change my number. And actually what I noticed here, see how this one here is just going to have a phone number for phone calling?
What I want to do is I want to get rid of this one. I'm going to come back to the page real quick, and I didn't mean to make that mistake, but I'm kind of glad I did. If you go a little further down, there's actually a little better code that will let you put text in there as well. So if I copy that and paste that in there, now I'll have the phone number that I can put in here. I will have the phone number that will pop up, the text that will pop up. And from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave everything past the tell that. I'm going to retype. I'm going to type my phone number. And here I'm going to type it how I'd like it to look, because again, this is going to be the visual thing. This is what your clients are going to see. And it will be there. So one of the things that I can do though here, instead of saying click here to call, what I can do is say on a mobile device, click here to call. So now when I say okay to that, it's there. I can see the text in here, right? On a mobile device, click here to call. And here I could make real quick changes if I wanted to. I could come in here and change font sizes, maybe make it a little bit bigger, more viewable. You know, just do some basic editing from the WYSIWYG side of the world. So now you have that in here, and now when someone comes to that website, what you will see is they will go to the website, they're going to click on that, it's going to bring them to the phone dialer, and it's going to want to make that phone call. You know, you may want to think of things like adding your name in here, or, you know, adding some different things, current list price, you know, whatever you're trying to do, call to action, things like that. But just a real simple trick of the trade, something that will help you get things across. Hopefully it's helpful for you. Let me know what you think, and we'll talk to you later.
Okay, so for the app of the week we're going to talk about is Any.do. It's a simple little mobile app. It's on the iPhone, Google Play Store. I even think it's on the Windows stuff. And simply what it is just a little reminder, little task list that you get to build out and put anything in there you need. What to do for the day, what to do upcoming, what to do here in the near future. Whatever you got to do, you can put it out there. It's actually a really pretty nice tool. I've used it a lot now. I probably used it for about a year on my phone. And what I get the most out of it is simple things. There's one every morning when I come in, probably about like 9 o'clock in the morning, it flashes on my phone and has me plan my day. It shows me all the tasks that I have today and will let me either decide to do it today or do it in the future. And sometimes it'll even ask me for a time frame for doing it. So I think that is an awesome feature. It's also on the web. You can put it like for a Chrome extension. You can add it inside there. And I think that's awesome too, because I can add tasks right from my web if I want to. It's a little jinky that way, but it works. But what I get out of it a lot is on the side when things are up and popping up and I'm here and working, it will pop over on my right-hand side of my computer and just kind of let me know what's going on. One of the other things that I totally love about this is when phone calls come in, it'll let me do two things. It will let me remind myself to call them later. So I get a phone number, I can put just a little button, or it'll let me text right then and basically have a couple quick texts saying, not available right now, let me call you back in a few, you know, things like that. So just give me a quick little reply back to them. Extremely handy. So, you know, I think it's a great tool. The only thing I would say kind of maybe on the downfall on this side is I think the reminder's a little flaky. I will put a reminder to postpone it for an hour, remind me an hour. 15 minutes later, my phone's popping back up with that same reminder. So there's a little thing in there that's not working. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with that. Beyond that, for me, it's doable. The other thing that I would say is I have a tablet, and I did try to use it on both devices at the same time. It was unwieldy. The reminders were popping up on one and popping on another, and I'm always turning them off. You know, it just became something that became unuseful at that point in time. So I took it off my tablet. It's on my computer at this point in time and on my phone, and it's great. It keeps me up to speed on everything I need to be doing. The only thing it limits me from is I got to remember to put it in the task list. But it's good. So try it out, Any.do. I think it's a great app. Have fun with it. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let's go from there. So thanks for this. Hope you enjoyed a lot of what's going on inside here. Let me know any other topics you guys want to hear. Talk to me later. Have a good one.